Fox. I seem to remember firing you.
You did. I got another job. Yours.
On whose authority? Batman may have made the front page, but Elon Musk got pushed to page 8. What makes you think you can decide who's running Twitter?
I shall answer that, sir, if I may. Master Elon purchased an additional 41% of the shares of Twitter this morning. Look, it's all very complicated. The most important thing is that the future of Master Elon's company is secure.
Didn't you get the memo?
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the corner. And if you haven't heard, the employees at Twitter are super stressed. They're just having a very difficult week after news that Elon Musk would not be joining the company's board. Now they are all living in fear of a hostile takeover of Twitter by their most feared person next to Voldemort, since it's probably the only book any of these people have read. It's actually insane to watch just how brittle eggshells react. There must be something, some relation, some trending thing, something that makes you like good at coding social media and working at these companies, but then also being 10-ply soft. I don't really know how else to describe it. Like, I go to work, I come home. When I worked in corporate America, I went to work and I came home. When I worked in sales, car dealerships, Walmart, I went to work, I came home. I didn't spend my nights like doom scrolling on the internet to see who's invested in my company. I don't care. It's a job. It's not your life. But these people probably also are the very same people that, you know, put a bunch of stuff in their Twitter bios and say that that's what their life's all about. Well, the spaceman, Elon Musk, has them all living in fear right now. Almost as scary as paying full price for one of these awesome MOVA globes that are magnetically operated and spin and make the perfect gift. Check this out. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, MOVA globes. Look, you've seen these beautiful things on my set, spinning, looking awesome over the past year or so. I was a customer long before I ever had MOVA as a sponsor, and I have amazing news for you. They have a special offer for subscribers of the Quartering, which will be located in the pinned comment and description below. You may wonder how these globes work. Well, they're powered by light and the Earth's magnetic field, so there's no cables or wires or anything, no batteries required. And this is MOVA's biggest sale of the year, and it's going on right now. Check out the video description for more information. So there's been a bunch of anonymous Andes come out to say that their lives are in shambles now that Elon is involved in their company. Twitter is a S show for employees since Elon Musk took major stake. Report. Elon Musk's looming battle with Twitter board is a source of major anxiety for company employees, many of whom are reportedly worried that the billionaire's campaign to force changes is just the beginning. Musk's surprise rejection of a Twitter board seat emerged ahead of a scheduled day of rest for company employees. Day of rest? Day of rest? Your whole life is a rest. These people probably have an average salary of about $200,000 a year and work less hours than the vast majority of us. What do they need a day of rest for? Twitter CEO Praj Agrawal broke the news on his account for the previous night. We already know that he stepped back. The uncertainty left Twitter workers feeling, quote, super stressed about their future, with employees reportedly, quote, working together to help each other get through the week. The report cited interviews with Twitter employees who asked not to be identified, obviously, while discussing the company's inner workings. Several employees told the outlet that Twitter's internal environment was a mess after Musk's deal with the board fell through. One Twitter employee griped that Musk was likely just getting started with pushing for change at the company, a development a worker described as, quote, unfortunate, according to Bloomberg. Imagine working for a company, by the way, like, you know, companies are you know, they're meant to make profit. Imagine you work for a company its profit means more opportunities for you to grow, more opportunities for you to make more money, more opportunities for you to garner wealth with company stock shares and shareholder dividends and all this kind of stuff. And you see that as a bad thing. Musk has emerged as a vocal critic of Twitter business practices, taking vocal umbrage with the platform's content moderation policies. He's also the company's largest individual shareholder after acquiring a 9% stake earlier this month. Under the terms of the initial agreement, Musk would have received a board seat, although through at least 2024, and would have been barred from acquiring more than 14.9%, which, again, 9% is already the biggest stake. 14.9%, would be, another 50% beyond that. But now, every major news outlet is writing about a hostile takeover. Here's the original report from Bloomberg. Twitter staff super stressed over Musk. Company canceled Q&A with Musk after he declined board seat. Employees face whiplash, unsure if Musk is friendly or hostile. Well, I really genuinely don't think that it's Elon Musk's. I don't think that Elon Musk has anything like personal against his employees. I just don't. Of course, Twitter canceling the Elon Musk AMA with employees. The company was planning an AMA meeting with Elon himself, but now it's a day of rest. What? I don't understand this culture. Day of rest. What? Well, here's what it would look like for Elon to actually pull off the purchase. He owns something like 9% of overall shares, right? What's interesting, though, is he's been buying shares since January. He didn't suddenly just throw $1 billion at it. He had been investing in millions of shares at a time, which looked like starting in late January. Then the news broke, so they had already taken all this money. But in order to actually pull this off, here's what they would need. Musk, who disclosed a 9.2% stake in Twitter just a few days ago, was offered a board seat Tuesday, we already know. On Monday, Musk filed an amendment to his previous SEC filing, which declared his intentions to be an active investor. The new filing allows him to acquire additional shares of the company or sell all or a portion of his shares if he pleases. However, the document says that Musk has no present plans or intentions to do so. Interesting. What's interesting about all of this is just the amount that it would take for him to get. It's something like 300 billion. Here's how it breaks down. This is how he gets to 50%. He currently has 9.2%, which means he would need 40.8% to be 50% shareholder. That currently equates to 400,320,000 shares he would need to purchase, valued at an additional $15.3 billion. $15.3 billion they would need. On top of the money that he's already invested. I know that Elon has a ton of cash, but this is this is an enormous amount of cash. And like, to do what? It's not like he needs more money. If he really thinks Twitter's the only option out there, which I think in terms of the tool itself, he does it the best. But like, I don't know. I would rather he work on more important things, like Starlink. Now, the Twitter stock is down about 5% today. The market, which is way more than the actual market, the market's just down a little bit. But you see their net income, obviously down 18.2% based on their quarterly financials back in December. So we're going to have to see, I guess, some April reports from them from the first quarter of the first year. And see, we're obviously going to see a significant cash injection. But I don't know. I don't think, by the way, that the majority of Tesla or Twitter employees are super nervous. I'm sure it's just the 5 vocal, brightly colored weirdos that reached out to Bloomberg to tell them how oppressed they were, and then they went home, you know, and got their $250,000 a year paycheck, their stock payouts, their 401ks and all that kind of stuff, and then sat at Starbucks and just shook all night in fear with their soy lattes. It'll be interesting. Do you think Elon's actually going to go for a hostile takeover, or do you think he's not even sure? I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.